All right, so the 2026 World Cup is creeping up on us, and there's one team that is absolutely on everyone's mind: Portugal. I mean, they've got a squad that is just brimming with world-class talent, but there's one huge question that hangs over their entire campaign. Let's get into it.
This is the question, right? Can Cristiano Ronaldo, in what is almost certainly his last ever World Cup, finally lead this golden generation to the one trophy that's always been just out of reach? The pressure has literally never been higher.
And to really understand that pressure, you just have to look at their history. 0. That's the number of World Cup finals Portugal has ever reached. Their best ever finish was 3rd place, way back in 1966. For a country that lives and breathes football, that's a stat they are absolutely desperate to change.
And that's exactly why so many people are saying this might just be the most talented Portuguese squad ever. The depth of quality they have in every single position is just, well, it's kind of unbelievable. Let's actually break down just how stacked this team is.
You know, every great team starts from the back, right? With a solid defense. And Portugal's, it's basically a fortress, with some of the best and most sought-after defenders in world football.
I mean, just look at this lineup. You've got Manchester City's rock, Ruben Diaz, marshalling the backline. You've got the versatility of João Cancelo and Gonçalo Inácio, who is one of the most exciting young defenders out there. Oh, and then there's Nuno Mendes, who a lot of people will tell you is the best left back on the entire planet right now. It's just an embarrassment of riches back there.
Okay, so from the fortress at the back, we move into the control center, the midfield. This is where Portugal's technical brilliance, their magic, really comes to life. It's where the games are controlled.
And wow, what a group this is! You have the surgical precision and creativity of Bruno Fernandes, who can unlock any defense. You pair that with the non-stop energy and genius of Bernardo Silva. And then you add in the control of Vitinha and the experience of Ruben Neves. You've basically engineered a midfield that's built to dominate the ball and dictate the entire game.
All right, but defense and midfield are nothing without goals, right? And up front, Portugal has this incredible mix of legendary, once-in-a-generation experience and just electric young talent. Of course, leading the charge is the man himself, Cristiano Ronaldo. But look who's with him. You've got Gonçalo Ramos from PSG, the explosive and unpredictable winger Rafael Leão, and the incredibly tricky Pedro Neto. This kind of variety, it gives him so many different ways to hurt you.
So you've got all these amazing players, all this firepower, but how does it all fit together? Well, the whole strategy really boils down to 3 key pillars, 3 specific players whose roles really form the backbone of this team.
And the formula is pretty simple, but man, is it effective. You've got Bruno Fernandes acting as the creative brain, seeing passes that nobody else sees. Then you have Bernardo Silva as the tireless engine, running all day, connecting every part of the team. And then you have Cristiano Ronaldo as the ultimate finisher, the guy you want the ball to fall to in the box.
And let's just park on that engine role for a second. Bernardo Silva, he might not always be the one scoring the goals or getting the flashy assists, but he's what you call a sacrificial player. He does all the thankless work, right? Covering every blade of grass, pressing defenders, and creating the balance that lets all the other stars shine. He is the glue that holds this whole thing together.
And that brings us right back to the biggest pillar. And honestly, the biggest question mark: Cristiano Ronaldo. The debate is always there, right? At his age, is he helping or hurting the team? Well, the data. It tells a pretty interesting story.
I mean, just look at these numbers. It's night and day. Before Ronaldo came along, Portugal had only managed to qualify for 3 out of 17 World Cups. Since he made his debut, they've qualified for every single one, 6 for 6. He didn't just join the team, he completely changed the entire nation's expectations of what was possible.
And if you think that's all ancient history, just look at his recent form for Portugal. In his last 30 games, he's banged in 25 goals. 25! That's insane. These aren't legacy numbers. This is what he's doing for the team right now. He's not in the squad because of who he was. He's there because of who he still is.
Okay, so you've got the talent, you've got the form, but you need a master plan. And that's where the coach, Roberto Martinez, comes in. And believe me, he is leaving absolutely nothing to chance with his preparation for the tournament.
So his whole plan is designed to get the players peaking at the exact right moment, both physically and mentally. It starts with a 7-day mandatory complete rest for every player after their long club seasons. Then they'll train at home in Portugal to let them have maximum time with their families. And only then will they travel late to the US. The goal is simple: land fresh, hungry, and ready to go.
And this gets to the heart of how Martinez manages a team full of superstars. Someone asked him about handling all those big egos, and his answer was kind of brilliant. He said, "The bigger the ego, the easier it is to be a footballer that makes a difference." It sounds backwards, but he believes that ego is actually vital for a top player.
See, he draws this really important line in the sand. He says people mix up ego with a bad attitude, but they're totally different things. For him, ego is that hunger, that obsession, that insane self-belief you need to perform when a billion people are watching. A bad attitude, that's just destructive. But a big ego, channeled the right way, that's a team's most powerful weapon. And that's exactly what he sees in players like Ronaldo.
So when you put it all together, you've got the raw talent, you've got the experience, and you've got a coach with a crystal clear plan who knows how to handle superstars. All the pieces of the puzzle seem to be there, which really only leaves us with one last question. Is this the team that will finally, after all these years of trying, bring the World Cup trophy home to Portugal? Well, we're going to find out.